Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. Greensboro residents are encouraged to review and comment on 3 proposed housing and neighborhood development plans. The public input window is open until Sunday, May 25th. The 5-year consolidated plan assesses affordable housing, community development needs, and market conditions to develop data-driven strategic planning for the next 5 years. The draft of the 2025-2026 funding chart details the amount of financial assistance the city expects to receive for housing projects undertaken for the program year that runs from July 1st of this year to June 30th of next year. The 2025 analysis of impediments to fair housing evaluates the laws, policies, housing conditions, disparities, and accessibility of fair housing in the city to combat barriers and meet fair housing compliance requirements. The public hearing on the 3 plans previously scheduled for Monday, May 20th has been postponed. Information on a new date will be publicized in newspapers and on the city's website. The city plans to submit the 5-year consolidated plan and analysis of impediments to fair housing to HUD within 60 days of the agency issuing its funding award notifications. To request a hard copy of the plans or to submit written and/or verbal comments, do so by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, May 25th. Contact Shanta Fleming at 336-373-4636. Anyone requiring an interpreter or other services to participate in this process, please call the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department at 336-373-2349. Deputy City Manager Chris Wilson is announcing he will retire in June after more than 30 years of dedicated public service. As an innovative and highly respected member of the city's executive leadership team, Wilson began his career with the city of Greensboro in June of 1992. He is instrumental in serving as a guiding force, shaping and enhancing the Greensboro community through his vision, commitment to success, and collaborative spirit. Deputy City Manager Wilson said, "It has truly been an honor and privilege to serve alongside such an incredible team of dedicated employees. I remain focused on finishing strong and continuing our important work together. There's so much good on the horizon." The City of Greensboro extends a heartfelt appreciation to Mr. Wilson for his outstanding service for the past 33 years. Stay tuned to Greensboro Television Network for a special edition of our talk show Gate City Insider, when I'll sit down and interview Mr. Wilson about his legacy of public service. The Guilford County Division of Public Health and the City of Greensboro's Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Team will recognize International Harm Reduction Day. A harm reduction hangout and resource expo will take place at Next Door Beer Bar and Bottle Shop from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday, May 7th. Participants will have the opportunity to receive naloxone training and learn about overdose prevention and sexual health resources. Food truck West Coast Wanderer and ice cream truck Have a Scoop will be on site. The event will also include music and door prizes. Guilford County Drug and Injury Prevention Manager Amanda Clark said, "We're thrilled to invite the Guilford County community to join us for our first Harm Reduction Hangout and Resource Expo. Let's come together to support one another, reduce stigma, and champion well-being for all." International Harm Reduction Day is recognized annually on May 7th. Harm reduction is an evidence-based approach that focuses on reducing the negative consequences of drug use and promoting health. Greensboro Lead Coordinator Mary Hauser said, "We want everyone to feel welcome at the Harm Reduction Hangout, whether you attend for resources, networking, or curiosity. This event is about community, education, and making sure everyone has the tools they need to stay safe." For more information about the Harm Reduction Hangout and Resource Expo, contact Amanda Clark. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's News for Your Health.
How well do you really understand food labels? It's an important step in making healthy choices. Let's talk about what you should look for. The first thing you should look at in a nutrition food label is the serving size, because that's going to differ from the portion size. The nutrition serving size is based off of one serving of that food and beverage. You may eat more than one serving, and you'll have to account for that on the facts label as far as total calories, fat, all of those things. So the percent daily value, or capital D, capital V on the foods label, is going to be a guide for you as far as how much of one nutrient you should get per day. And that's based off a percentage out of 2,000 calories a day, which you may need more or less of, depending on your stature, activity level, things like that. As an example, if a food label has 5% daily value, that's going to be 5% of your needs of that nutrient per day. So when you're looking at the total fat in a product, you'd also want to go underneath that and look at the breakdown of the fat. So trans fat, saturated fat, and unsaturated fat. For saturated fat, or fats that are solid at room temperature, you'd really want to look to limit those, or again, have no more than 5% of your daily value for those foods. For trans fats, I'd really recommend avoiding foods that have trans fats. They're man-made, they're not natural, and really not something that you'd want to consume on a regular basis, whereas unsaturated fats are your healthy fats, and those are things that are helpful for your joints, for your brain health, and those are liquid at room temperature. So when you're looking for sugars on the nutrition fact label, you really want to focus in on those added sugars, because those added sugars are what you'd really want to limit or avoid. That doesn't provide any nutritional value in your diet, but does add up as far as your daily caloric allotment pretty quickly. You should definitely be looking at vitamins, minerals, and fiber that's listed on the facts label. Getting a variety of those types of nutrients is all really important for daily functioning, and also preventing illnesses, for anemia, osteoporosis, all those things you hear about that you get later in life. For daily fiber requirements, for adult males it should be somewhere around 37 grams per day, and adult females somewhere around 25 grams per day. And you can find those in any fruits, vegetables, or whole grains. And eating a variety of those foods, eating foods with color, making your plate colorful is all a really great way to make sure you're getting that variety. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in more information, go to conehealth.com/healthy-eating. I'm Lisa Balestrino.
The city of Greensboro is making strides on energy conservation and reducing its greenhouse gas footprint, and budding artists will get to leave their mark on bus shelters across the city. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Office of Sustainability and Resilience has published its 2024 Annual Progress Report and Year 2 of the Strategic Energy Plan implementation. This second annual report describes the activities implemented in 2024, including the Strategic Energy Plan's 8 organization-wide recommendations. The report also features several projects, collaborative efforts, and key highlights from throughout the year. The Office of Sustainability oversees the execution of the Strategic Energy Plan, which guides how the city will reduce its greenhouse gas footprint and transition to 100% renewable energy by 2040. Chief Sustainability Officer Dr. Sri Dorastant said through the identification and execution of key funding projects, we have strategically allocated resources to areas yielding the greatest returns in energy performance, environmental compliance, extensive education, outreach, and resilience planning. In 2024, city departments made progress on a wide range of recommendations, goals, and strategies outlined in the Strategic Energy Plan. A green team comprised of a group of staff representing each of the city's 23 departments and 9 specialized offices was formed back in November. In 2024, the Office of Sustainability also participated in and/or hosted 60 events with more than 4,000 participants. Access the annual report on the city's website. Creative Greensboro is offering the Neighborhood Arts Next Gen program. Professional artists mentor creative young people in digital design creation for the purpose of beautifying bus shelters. A professional artist and youth artist will be partnered in a mentor-apprentice team. They will host 2 neighborhood-based activities with residents and create digital designs inspired by their ideas. Chief Creative Economy Officer Jocelyn Boone said Neighborhood Arts Next Gen is a creative workforce development program allowing young people to create meaningful public art that is reflective of their communities. The opportunity to receive guidance from a professional artist gives the budding artist a deeper understanding of what it means to be a working artist while developing leadership and teamwork skills. The inaugural 3 bus shelters identified for this project are located in the Dudley Heights, Glenwood, and Kings Forest neighborhoods. Creative Greensboro will reproduce and install the digital designs in the bus shelters this fall. For more information about the Neighborhood Arts Next Gen program, contact Karen Archia, Coordinator of Community Partnerships, at 336-433-7362. The Mark Gilbert Award has been part of Creative Greensboro's North Carolina New Play Project for the past 32 years. The prestigious honor is presented annually to the best new script written by a North Carolina resident or student. Sally Kinka is this year's winner. She is a member of the Greensboro Playwrights Forum. Kinka is a professional playwright, director, performer, storyteller, puppeteer, and costume designer with a special concentration in drama as therapy. She also receives a $500 cash prize, and Creative Greensboro will host a workshop production of her play. A dark comedy, Power, Money, and Sex, and Oh Yeah, Love, is an almost musical with characters as relatable as they are disturbed. Set in a fictional Gilded Age, the story is full of treachery, greed, murder, scheming, Ouija boards, and phantoms. Creative Greensboro will produce the work as part of its 57th season in January 2026. The city's drama program emphasizes process over product and provides experiential learning while showcasing quality productions and having fun. For more information about Creative Greensboro, visit the city's website. Greensboro residents are invited to share concerns about speed limits, crosswalks, and bike lanes in the midst of emerging transportation technology. Coming up after the break, find out how you can weigh in on decisions about making our roads safer. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The future of transportation is evolving at the speed of light. Electric and autonomous vehicles are gaining in popularity, and micromobility options are expanding daily. No matter how you travel, safety should be at the center of it all. Joining me now to tell us about the agency responsible for implementing safety measures is Lydia McIntyre. She is an engineering supervisor with the Greensboro Transportation Department. Hello, Lydia. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Carla. Glad to be here.
Good to see you. So tell us about the Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, and how does that fit into these implementation measures for safety?
Yes, the Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, is a federally required organization for all urban areas over 50,000. As a transportation planning organization, we actually support planning services for urban areas, and the Greensboro MPO area also includes not only the city of Greensboro, but also includes the towns of Summerfield, Stokesdale, Oak Ridge, Sedalia, Pleasant Garden, and most of unincorporated Gifford County. So we provide technical and transportation planning services for that area.
That's a wide swath that you're covering, and it's a little bit rural and a little bit urban.
Mm-hmm. Primarily urban, but in a little bit rural. We actually have 4 MPOs in this area, and we help to cover most of Gifford County.
Okay, so talking about that, we were kind of leaning in towards safety measures and how people can let you know what they're thinking about the roads near their homes or just near their businesses. So tell us about the Transportation Open House meeting, and is registration required?
No, registration is not required. We want everyone to come. The Transportation Open House is going to be held on Tuesday, May 13th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Barber Park. It will be a drop-in style, so you can just come anytime you would like, spend as much time. We will have 2 documents available for review. One is the Traffic Safety Action Plan, and the other is the Metropolitan Transportation Plan. The first one, the Traffic Safety Action Plan, is really focused on safety. We always look at safety as a component of transportation planning as we are evaluating, but this document digs deep and really is expansive in focusing on crashes and how we can reduce those or even eliminate those fatal or serious injury crashes. It's very much just focused on the serious or the fatal crashes, and looking at how we can, what strategies, what policies, what projects we can do to help reduce those or even eliminate them.
Okay, and we certainly want to be able to have a handle on that. We've had a lot of fatalities in the last year, and this may be that move forward that we need to get people to start paying attention.
Yeah.
Now, the documents that you just mentioned, is there an opportunity for people to weigh in? They can review them, but then what?
Yeah, so we have the Metropolitan Transportation Plan also with that. That's our long range document. That'll be the second document available. And that one's like looking at what projects are we going to have 20 plus years from now. And it doesn't just focus on roadways, but it also focuses on bicycle and pedestrian, rail. We look at all those modes within our document, and we also say, well, how are we going to fund those in the future? So it looks at all those different myriad of things in the future. Autonomous vehicles could be something, micromobility. We just completed GOBRA, our transit plan. So it'll take all these things into account to say, well, how would we look? How will our transportation system look in 20 plus years from now? To be exact, in 2050.
Yes.
By 2050, what will it look like? What would we expect? And with this, when they come to the meeting, they'll be able to learn more about each document, and they'll be able to provide input. That's what we really want. We want to know what concerns you about your transportation system, or what would you like to see in the future in your transportation system? How do you want to get around in the future? These are the things and questions we're going to be asking during that meeting.
Okay, well, that's a really great list of things for people to take into account and know that there's something for everyone. I'm sure that they can find some category there to weigh in on. And you're reshaping the future of transportation systems. What is different now compared to maybe when you started older plans?
Yes, with the Traffic Safety Action Plan, this is really the first of its kind for our region. We had done a smaller one for just the city of Greensboro, but this really expands it to almost the entire Gifford County. So that's new, and just the extra focus on safety. And then with our long-range planning document, really looking forward to the emerging technology. There are so many things that are different, even the smart vehicles now.
Yes.
So how do we manage that? How does our system respond to that? And then how can we improve transit and make transportation accessible for everyone?
Yes, and that's really kind of the city manager's goal, that everything should be accessible and there should be equity across the board. You've given us lots of reasons why people should take the time out of their busy schedule, so remind us again,
Yes.
When is the transportation open house meeting?
The meeting will be on May 13th, Tuesday, from 4 to 7 p.m. at Barber Park. We will have a kids table, kids-friendly area, so if you have children, bring them. We'll have activities for them. We also have some light snacks. And again, you can just drop in anytime and find out more and share with us what you would like to see in the future for your transportation system. And it's an opportunity for you to get your voice heard. This is the perfect time to share. A lot of times people find out about projects when it's later on in the process. This is a great time to share that information up front so we can really take a deep dive.
Yes, take it into account. Well, Lydia, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for the invitation to the Transportation Open House. I'm sure it's going to be a great turnout. Do come back another time and let us know about other things taking place in transportation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That segment is coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. These City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Cablecast. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. If you've driven downtown recently, you may have noticed demolition of the Belmead Street parking deck is underway. Street lanes and sidewalk closures will be in place for the next 8 months. Lane closures near the work zone include the 2 southbound lanes of North Green Street from Belmead Street to south of Sternberger Place, closest to the parking deck. the eastbound lane of Belmead Street between North Elm and North Green Streets, and the southbound lane of North Elm Street from Belmead Street north of the crosswalk at Center City Park. Demolition of the parking deck will be conducted in stages as crews dismantle sections of the structure to maximize safety of the work crews. The demolition schedule is subject to equipment availability and weather conditions. Heavy equipment will be transported to and from the site, therefore motorists can expect delays and should consider alternate routes. Future redevelopment options for the site are currently under consideration by the City Council. In late 2023, inspectors identified structural safety concerns at the Belmead Street parking deck, which resulted in the closure and shoring of the top 4 levels. Built in 1989, the deck closed permanently this past February. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some special events happening this week on the town. The 2022 Olivier Award-winning musical Back to the Future plays at the Tanger Center May 6th through the 11th. The creators of the film trilogy of the same name collaborated on this critically acclaimed production that brings the magic of the movie to the stage. Enjoy new songs and familiar ones from the film, like Johnny Be Good. Find tickets online at tangercenter.com. The second biennial North Carolina Muslim Festival is May 10th at Center City Park. This free program is themed Celebrate Diversity, Embrace Unity, and features vendors of all kinds and a spoken word performance by Salima Abdullah. There's also an Adhan contest with cash prizes for the best calls to prayer. Learn more at ncmuslimfestival.com. The Plants and the Planted is a walking tour of the Green Hill Cemetery set for May 10th. Join the Friends of Green Hill Cemetery in downtown Greensboro for a guided walk that highlights buried persons, monuments, and many different trees and shrubs. Admission is $5 payable in cash and collected on site. Learn more online at greensboro-nc.gov. The Greensboro Concert Band gives its annual spring concert May 10th in Dana Auditorium on Guilford College's campus. The program features traditional and non-traditional favorites, including Bernstein's Slava. Admission is free, but donations are appreciated to help sustain the City Ensemble Concert Series. Learn more online at greensboro-nc.gov. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. If you want to learn about Guilford Metro 911, the agency's 2024 annual report is available on the city's website. The publication showcases the daily operations centered on providing dispatch and radio services for the cities, towns, and unincorporated areas that make up Guilford County. Guilford Metro 911 is progressive and responsive to the needs of the community by continuously introducing new and improved technology solutions. Director Melanie Jones said we stand ready to fulfill our role as the first responder. I am proud of my team and their numerous accomplishments. Without their dedication and professionalism, we would not fulfill our mission of delivering high-level customer service to the community. In 2024, the staff recorded more than 700,000 calls while answering 99.9% of all 911 calls within 10 seconds. This marks one of the most impressive stats in North Carolina. To access the Guilford Metro 911 annual report and data trends, please visit the city's website. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to Creative Greensboro. The city's Office for Arts and Culture hosted a celebration of Asian American and Pacific Islander heritage to kick off the first Friday of May. The celebration was the latest in the series of monthly events that bring together community artists, businesses, and performers while providing a safe space and cultural hub. Attendees participated in traditional dance performances by the Montagnard Association of North Carolina and the Cambodian Cultural Center of North Carolina. There was a panel discussion with Asian American filmmakers Paul Bayan and Stefan DeMuzio, hosted by Tina Firesheets. Other activities included a live painting session and a vendor fair. Way to go, Creative Greensboro. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City in Espanol, plus GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.